Okay, Viramani, let me start with you. Of course, as we have been discussing, our theme is problem management basically. So the idea is that of course there have been problems since ages, times immemorial, and they will always be. The idea is that we kind of try to understand the psychology behind why problems arise, probably that we understand uh, the other's point of view, and also maybe we also look within ourselves, because I think it's always important to look within, and then problem solving becomes easier. And obviously problems also probably decrease. So one thing which we will start with now is, when we say something, the sentences we speak, whether at home or in office, and on office particularly, whether what we speak is all right, or whether we could change them, maybe we could rephrase what we say. So let me just share the screen now. And yes, I may request Christine to just rephrase this, unhide this, rephrase.
Which one? The third
Very last one. Rephrase this one. I'm just coming to it now.
I have unhid that. You'll have to refresh.
You have to kind of.
I've done it. You have to refresh your page.
Oh, I see.
It is unhidden.
It's coming. Yes, it's coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Is it visible? Big enough? Yeah. Okay. Viramani, can you just read the first sentence, please?
Yes. Number one, you are right.
Okay. So when we say to somebody, say at office and at work, you are right. Do you think it's okay, or do you think maybe there is another way of saying you're right?
Good, well done. Other words, you are right.
Okay. Yes, please. I may request others to also chip in. Dhaval?
See, it depends on the context, right? When you say you are right, what is it regarding? And the tone that you use to convey the same message also is very important. So,
sure. Okay.
There might be more than one ways of saying it, but yeah, it depends on the situation.
Okay, let me give you a situation. Say, imagine the current situation. We are having this workshop, and you say something, and I say, yes, Dhaval, you're right. So when I say this to you now, Dhaval, you're right. Is it okay, or do you think maybe I could rephrase this sentence? Yeah, we could have more opinion. Vijay?
Yeah, this is Uzair, sir.
Okay, hi Uzair, how are you? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Sir, generally, if anybody saying you are right, that time I feel like a little bit of like positive vibes, I would say that. And especially on the official communication, especially if boss is saying you are right, obviously, we will get some kind of, extra boost to that work, I would say that. So this is fine, I thought.
Okay, well, wonderful. We'll just come to it now. A few more opinion. Karina, good morning. Are you there? In the meantime, Vijay, may I request you please to comment on this?
Yeah, we hear this, you are right, frequently in our interactions. So sometimes you are right and still you are right. Sometimes somebody is telling to please you. Sometimes somebody is telling to cool you down. Sometimes like somebody is making fun of you also by saying you are right.
All right.
So it is definitely, like for example, there are bosses who check the staff team members saying that yes, this is red, means like you point out a color red and say it's red. So many may say yes, or you point out red and point out green, So still there are some employees in the system. Of course, I'm exaggerating,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
some team members will say, yes, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, you are right.
You're right. Yes, yes. I mean,
Right.
whatever you
So
say is right. Yeah. Okay.
sometimes some bosses like it, some bosses feel, yes, this is the guy whom I have to nail down.
Okay. Okay. The idea behind this sentence was, Uzair had said that, and also Zafar had said, my idea was when you say to somebody, especially in official communication, you're right, or even here, you are all trainers, right? And when you are conducting a training session and you tell some participant, you're right. This you're right gives you, kind of has a kind of a connotation as if you are little actually patronizing. One, in my humble opinion, one could say, yes, I tend to agree with you, for example, because when you say you're right, it's like judgment, like like a judge. Okay, you're right. So basically, since in office or even in a workshop, you're right would mean that okay, I think I agree with you. So basically, you and I are on the same page, whether we are right, because generally we say there's nothing wrong, nothing right. Was there? It's just a discussion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you repeat?
Yeah, I say when you say you're right, it's like a judgment. Okay, you're right. I give it to you. I would say probably, Uzair, I agree with you. Like I think you and I are on the same page. But then when I say you're right, it would mean that it's like a judgment. I have some authority. Okay, you're passed.
No, sir. No comments from my side.
Okay. All right. No problem. Okay. Uzair, then we remain with you. Number 2. Can you see it? Uzair?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I have worked hard.
So you are telling, say, your boss or somebody, I worked hard. So is it okay to say this, or probably one could rephrase the sentence?
No, sir. Actually, we are well mature that at the current age, we cannot say that to anyone that I worked hard, something like that. So I totally disagree with this statement.
How could you rephrase it? Meaning the same, but how would you say it?
Yeah, we can show our, what are the, I would say that the hard work we have done for any of the project. We can, show it by using some kind of report or some kind of activity or some kind of pictures we can show.
But
Instead
not
of
saying
saying
it,
that
but yes.
I have worked hard, something like that.
Very nice, very nice. Karina,
Hi, sir. Good morning. I
hi,
was
good
here,
morning.
sir. Something's wrong with my mute, unmute. It's just creating a problem.
Uh,
So, yes, sir. I have worked hard. Can be again, like you said, slightly condescending also.
mhm.
And I worked hard. To paraphrase it, um, I mean, I can say I worked diligently. I mean, just
Okay,
using
okay.
another word for it.
I've seen a lot of Karina. I've seen a lot of interviews of celebrities. Like big people who are very successful, and now whether in the heat of the moment or something, they say, okay, look now, I have earned it. I have worked hard. I've earned it. Karina.
Yes, sir.
So this kind of a sentence, this kind of attitude, I worked hard, right?
Lots of people have done this, sir. They can say it in arrogance also. They can be subtle also. I mean, again, like somebody said, the tone matters a lot.
Yeah, tone matters.
How
Sure.
you
Okay.
speak it, how you're
Okay.
feeling inside, and it just projects
All right. Okay.
in the
All right.
conversation. Yes.
All right. Viramani, please. Number 3.
It was a good party. You missed the fun. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, please. Sorry, I didn't acknowledge. Yes. So what do you say about this? Is it okay to say like this, or maybe we say it in some other words.
Change the words. It was a good information, something like that. We can
Okay,
use.
Kamlesh, good morning. I can see you. Nice to see you back, Kamlesh.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Uh,
So, yes, I have. You're talking about second or third?
Third, number 3.
Okay. So it was a good party. You missed the fun. Okay. So, yes, it can be create a scenario, a conflict or a problem. It's like the person who haven't joined, like I wasn't there that day, half a day. So Ozer can call me and say, "Oh, Kamlesh, you have missed the party." So that can be offended for me. So that's depend person to person. If it is like the way he will convey this message to me, like, "Oh, it was a good party. You missed the fun." So this is like a normal. "Oh, Kamlesh, it was a good party and you missed the fun." So it's like
Okay. Okay, nice. Vijay?
So may I?
Yeah, please, Karina.
So we can say it was a good party. We missed you.
Yeah, in this sentence,
that would be less,
I had the same
teasing.
thing. In this sentence, I thought the same thing. Normally, we say to show respect, we missed you. Karina, you were out for so long. We missed you, right? Okay. So I think it's always more polite to say we missed you. Okay. Let's come to number 5. Dhaval.
You are wrong. I think one way of saying it in a more professional way is I have a different opinion than what you are
Fantastic.
saying.
Yeah. Especially on social media and also otherwise, we say, let's agree to disagree. I mean, this is also something which we hear in debates, or I think differently. So it gives respect to the other party, is not offending. Okay. Uzair, next one, please, number 6.
Yeah, can we talk later? Yes, sir. I used, similar.
We lost your voice, I think, Uzair.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. I think
Okay.
So I use this similar sentence in many cases. I would say that because one of my friend, what happened, he used to call me like a dear like that. So obviously people used to make fun on that. Who say what? Why is calling you as a dear? Something like that. And he will say that, sir, I want to talk to you just 5 minutes. So the call extends till more than 30 minutes also. So in order to avoid that, I have to say no other option. Can we talk later? To meet CEO or something like that. That is the only.
All right. Okay. Okay. Hariharan, is it? I haven't. Yes, Hariharan, good morning. Are you? Hello? There? All right. Vijay, in the meantime, can we come to the number 8, please, Vijay? Number 8. Is he there, Vijay? I think so.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, please. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, in fact, voice was very low for last 2 minutes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
This was number 8. Why didn't you take my call? Is it okay, or do you think one could rephrase this sentence?
Why didn't you take my call? Like, it all depends on the audience again.
Say the boss is say some high, top CEO, some top guy says to you. Is it okay to say for him to you?
No, it is an offensive sentence. Means like it means as if you intentionally did not take my call.
So it shows he's like he's a bit. Is he a bit upset in this sentence, like, or is it like, is he like he or she frustrated?
He's upset and he wants to express that upfront.
Upfront. All right. So even if he is a top CEO, whoever he or she is, do you think what could be the sentence, like, you know, which is more professional, acceptable?
So whoever it is, it's a human being, so they need to understand that if you have trust on the opposite person, so if he has not picked up a call, means there is a reason, and
Must be a
there could
reason.
be a reason. Yeah, so one should understand.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, in fact, yeah. In fact, we won't give any opposites to others to say this kind of sentence, sir. Because generally, if we're not able to pick up the call, either we will send a message or we will call them back maybe a little later. So generally, we won't give any opportunity.
All right. Okay. Good. So there was just an example, you know, that there could be many situations, many sentences. See, we hear it at times. Tone, of course, matters a lot. And of course, you know, the way you speak and tone sometimes I think makes up, even if the, you know, it could be a wrong sentence, but if tone is all right, then probably, you know, it solves many problems. So we have been discussing now many scenarios where, which, one second, where, which are important to solve a problem, or probably just, you know, try that the problems don't arise in the first place. Okay, just one question, Kamlesh, for example, have you been like working sometime in different companies? Have you shifted jobs, or like have you been longer at one company, in one company?
Yes, I worked like more than 7 to 8 organizations so far.
So this question is to everybody, please. You know, when you shift your job, yeah, from one company to another company, Kamlesh, do you think there are some adjustment problems you face, or the people with you whom you work? Is there any? Are there issues which you have to face when you shift a job?
Not 100%.
Okay. Yes, Karina.
Sir, I think initial hiccups are there, which if you are confident, you can overcome easily. If you are a novice, maybe, you know, it takes a little bit more of time. But again, everything comes down to confidence and your knowledge.
Okay. Let me take your sentence that you say everything comes down to your knowledge and confidence. Now, based upon this statement, Karina, let me say one thing. Imagine, like you are, of course, you are a jewelry designer, okay? And you get a very good posting, say, in Germany. There you are heading, you know, a company, I know a company called Beeline in Bonn, Cologne, for example. They are into jewelry. So you had their, you know, jewelry design department. So from New Delhi, you straight away land in Cologne, Germany. Can you imagine kind of adjustments you may have to make?
Yes, sir. I mean,
Like,
accommodation and environment, language, maybe so many things.
okay, Kamlesh, one question to you now. Same situation like you know, Kiranji said. In India, you have, say, you have a driver, you have, you know, a cleaner, you have maid, you have a cook, probably. In Germany and in India, you even have a peon who does photocopying for you, for example. Kamlesh, you are used to getting everything done in office. You have a peon, you have a coffee, somebody who makes coffee for you. And Kamlesh, in Germany, you have to do everything. There's nothing, no help. Do you think you'll have some issues, problems?
Yes, we'll have. See, there will be always a conflict there will be always a scenario, there will be always something is there. So even though we say good on the face to face, but on the back, yes, there will be some challenges.
Okay, okay. Hariharan, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay.
Apologize for the late joining. I had some
No.
technical slacks.
I can understand. Same scenario, same situation. You're used to so much of, like in India, we have so much comfort. You have a driver, you have peon and maid and everything. So in Germany, for example, you are asked by your landlord to please sweep the road in front of your house, of your flat. How would you feel about it?
You're asking me?
Yes. Yes, Hariharan, yeah.
Yes, that is something when they ask us to sweep. First of all, I will think it is good for me, a hygienic place. It's good for me and good for everybody. So any adversity will come. It is up to us how we take it, whether we treat it as a problem or treat it as an opportunity or a challenge.
Okay, let me request you to be more blunt, more realistic. In India, let's be frank, we generally do not sweep the road right in front of our house because
Yes.
we have, if I talk of Germany, for example, in winters, it's a law.
Yes.
That whoever is in the ground floor, he has to put salt on the road in front of his gate and clean the snow and and put salt. This is law. Would it hurt your ego if you have to clean this road in front of your house or flat?
I can't say. It depends on how we take it. If we take it personally, then it will. If we are used to certain things, and if suddenly you ask to change something, then we are pushed into the out of the comfort zone. And at that time, there may be some misunderstanding, but it all depends on how we take it and how we deal with the situation.
Yes. You used a very good phrase, comfort zone. You have to come out of your comfort zone. Uzair, briefly, if you just comment, would it hurt your ego? Or is okay, fine, it's a law, I'll do it.
Sorry, sir, I cannot get it. Can you repeat?
Yeah, I'm saying, like in India, you're not used to cleaning the road outside our house generally. And say in Germany, you are asked by your landlord to clean the road in front of your flat or house. Would you feel a little awkward? What is it? I mean, I'm not used to it.
Sir, of course, sir, because I have visited 3 more overseas countries, especially on the traffic. So if you talk about with other countries, even we are lagging with that. Even though we have more educated people in our own India, but some of the rules, I would say that with other countries we need to adapt accordingly.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's come to a small video, a 2-minute video. A second, it's starting. Okay, let me just share it with you. Okay.
They say that you learn a lot through experience. Whether it's your childhood or it's in school, experience teaches you a lot. Of course, college and education teaches you as well, but experience is something that will be with you forever. If there's something that I have learned from experience is that I've learned to unlearn a lot. And I'm not trying to undermine what the teachers have told you, what your parents have taught you. I'm just saying that each of you will have your own learning and unlearning. And personally, for me, in order for me to be able to learn some more, I have to unlearn some of the stuff that doesn't really hold value in my life anymore, which is blocking me from becoming the person that I really am supposed to be. And every day is basically you trying to figure out who you're supposed to be. I don't think anyone in this room, much less me, can actually say, I know exactly who I am all the time, every single second. And that's okay. The fact that you can wake up tomorrow and not really know who you are when you look at yourself in the mirror is not necessarily a negative. It just means there's more for you to learn out there, even about yourself. And sometimes, yes, you can look inwards, but sometimes you can look at another person and learn something about yourself. So I'm going to tell you how I first began to unlearn. I think learning can be another.
All right. Now, second. Uzair, it was about unlearning, right? What do you think? How important is to unlearn in order to learn? And of course, solve problems in life and to grow.
So no comments from my side.
All right. Kamlesh, what do you think? How important is to unlearn in order to evolve and grow?
Yes, sir. It is very important to unlearn not everything but few things. For me, I have a common, small idea in my mind that's called if I do some unlearning, then I'll get some space to do some more learning.
Take out some trash which is maybe not of any use, so that you have some space to for things to come in. I mean, okay, very nicely said. Dhaval, what do you say about this?
Unlearning in certain cases is very important, especially if the habits are built in certain way that prevents you from doing certain things. And that is where, first of all, getting rid of those habits and then creating new habits is required. One of the examples I can give you is the accent that we have in certain cases when we are talking in English versus when we are talking in our native language. Many times when you are talking to people outside of India, it's very difficult for people to understand what we are trying to say, because our regional language is all Gujarati, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu. They are all very hard languages in terms of pronunciations and all. So when you try to talk in English, for people outside of India, it's difficult to understand and comprehend what we are trying to say. And in certain cases, there are activities and classes that offer accent reduction trainings. And that's where they first make you unlearn certain things, and then they get you in the habit of saying the things in the different manner,
All right.
with different pronunciations.
Okay. One question: do we all watch cricket? I mean, generally Indians do. Yeah, Uzair, do you watch cricket? You do. Okay, I assume everyone does. Okay, Karina, I ask you now a little technical question. Okay, you have played a series in Australia where the pitches are like bouncy. They have a lot of bounce, but less of swing. Now you are coming to England to play cricket. Okay. What do you think is the adjustment, or maybe what is it that you have to unlearn what you did in Australia, and what do you have to learn in order to do well in England? Too technical, Karina?
Yeah. I was about to say I love cricket. I love watching my India, my country play. But I think I don't know all the technicalities.
I think Hariharan. Okay, all right. I think Hariharan should be able to answer this. I expect you to answer this, Hariharan.
No, I'm also like Karina, I'm same like Karina, but a few points which I would like to say is the cultures vary, the climate also varies between the two countries. The pitches are different. So there are many factors and parameters where we need to adapt according to the surroundings. We need to.
All right. Okay.
The communication also varies between England and the Australian. There are different communication patterns.
But you're still avoiding the technical question, yeah, Hariharan, right? All right, all right. Uzair, could you comment on this technical aspect?
Generally, I used to see in the newspaper that in order to adapt the weather condition, the player has to travel like 1 or 2 months before. Well set with the pitch and other things and all.
All right. Vijay, I assume you said maybe that you also like cricket. Do you, Vijay?
Yeah, actually, in fact, like forget about Australia and Germany. Even like when you move from Delhi to Bangalore or Bangalore to Delhi.
Oh, yes, yes.
You make like, for example, Delhi, you have summer clothes, winter clothes. Bangalore, you don't. So Bangalore, you might have never own a sweater. So when you go to Delhi without sweater, without. So yes, you have to come continuously unlearn, get rid of old and get adopted to the new. The faster you adopt, more comfort.
Wonderfully said. Now let's come to some slides here.
So may I add one thing?
Yes, please do.
First of all, to develop this, inculcate this process of unlearning, one has to research on the new trends or what is going on, to compare what you've learned, and maybe upgrade yourself. So I think for me, mostly unlearning and learning again would be upgrading myself.
Yes, I'll just give you an example. When I said Germany and India, like I know a lot of colleagues because I have worked in Germany also. So when they come from India and they reach there, and in offices here in India, we're used to getting tea, on a table. We have somebody who makes photocopies for you. And there, when I can say even but then say this colleague of mine, when he was asked, please do it. Please make 100 copies. And he, first time in Germany from India, where he had a dedicated peon and a secretary and somebody, he said, I don't even know how to make photocopies. I'm sorry. I may be very educated, but I have never made photocopies in life. I have never made tea or coffee, like for example, in life, because in India, you have a lot of people helping you. So this kind of behavior, I'm just saying how it creates little tension amongst colleagues also. Even though if I'm doing it, I'm the one in Germany who is not used to doing it. I'm being natural, honest, because I don't know. But the colleagues and the boss there could perceive, this guy is so arrogant, right? No, I'm not arrogant. I don't know. I'll know it now. Give me a week's time, then I'll be, I'll know everything, how to make photocopies, how to make tea, coffee, even I'll make for you also. But then these are the, these differences. And Vijay said, Delhi, Bangalore, also the temperament of people. Delhi people are, supposedly little, I think Uzair is also learning, little from Gurgaon, right? So this is different now, the culture, the people behavior. I'm not saying it's bad or good, like it's just different, right? So
the Delhi people are pretty notorious for their arrogance. You can say that.
This is nice. This is nice coming from a Delhi girl. So
Yes, sir.
so this is how it is seen, and to an extent, yes, this aggression probably is more in Delhi people than in Bangalore. I assume that okay. So this is how it is, like the cities, the countries, and please.
Sorry, sir.
Please carry on. Carry on, please.
To add, actually, in fact, people are different. We can actually summarize it by using the word that people are different. So yeah, branding them as notorious. Or you go to Delhi and then I saw many people said South Indians they don't open up. They're not narrow-minded, but they don't open up. They don't even express basic things which they could have done in their benefit. So they test the opposite person a lot. So like people are different. So understanding them and adopting we need to remember that even from one village to another, if we go, so there is some difference. We should quantify that difference and adopt to it.
You
Forget
have some
about more
yes.
than more than just people, sir. In fact, like when you
Yes,
were telling
yes, yes,
learn and learn.
yes.
So in fact, what was going on in my mind, I thought I would just share.
No,
Like
wonderful to share.
Android on a mobile Android 10 to Android 11, there is a significant difference. Android 4 to Android 11 in just last 3 years, so
Yes,
there is a
yes.
significant difference. So everywhere unlearn is mandate.
This brings to this is wonderfully said, Vijay. And you know what? This brings us to the point. You said we are different. So, you know, at work or in business, we have business colleagues, clients, you know, management, subordinates. Everybody is different. Everybody has a different way of reacting, doing things, behaving, dressing up, even drinking tea, even, you know, eating food. We could either say, okay, I mean, this is how you do it, this is how you dress up, this is how you work, and this is how I do it. I'm not right, you're not wrong. And this acceptance, then, Vijay, coming to your point, this acceptance would help, right? The atmosphere and enhance the, you know, the work quality. Vijay, on this, would you comment on this?
Yes, actually, in fact, that acceptance is the complete truth of life. In fact, like I'll tell you one example of mine.
Please.
In my early age, when I was in class 9, I moved from Hyderabad from a school, and friends who were very conservative, and everyone was, dressing sense was too, this one, zero spending, by almost like never we got a pocket money type. And from there, I moved to a city called Daman, the Portuguese colony.
Yes, yes.
Right, and there suddenly you just go around, and in class 9, in class 9 in here, we were so single, isolated, talking, and even if we talk to somebody, you're talking about study, and study, nothing else or something like that. From there, you go there to Daman, and everybody is flamboyant, and then they're enjoying their life. All my friends had a girlfriend, and then short dresses and other things. We suddenly went bad. What is this? Are these people bad? So then, in fact, like one of the few day in initial classes, my faculty, even my madam used to be like an Anglo-Indian, a Portuguese lady, right? So she was expressing how when she went to Indore for a B.Ed program, how people looked at her as a different Willy. And then how she had to adapt to Indore, and same way people get adapted to this situation.
Yes. Wonderfully said. Okay, let's come to now this our famous Miro board and come to this section of unlearning. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Christine. Wonderful. Is it big enough, the screen, the slide? Okay, good. Karina, please, may I request you to read this, please, read out this one.
The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Okay.
Alvin Toffler.
So let's comment on this, please. I think who has been.
I think
quiet?
we've
Yeah,
discussed
okay.
the gist of this
Yes.
you know, quote. All of us
Yes.
have said somewhat the same thing only, sir. That if in the 21st century we people maybe PhDs and, you know, doctors and engineers, whatever, but if we cannot unlearn and relearn. Unlearn is another thing, relearn is another thing. So we have to you know, have them in coordination, all of this, that we need to relearn, unlearn, keep ourselves updated, upgraded. That's the main thing. What is the want of today?
This is very strong statement, right? I mean, the illiterate. I mean, as you said, you may be PhD or something, but you would be kind of, deemed an illiterate if you do not what learn, unlearn, and learn, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, it's pretty sharp to call somebody illiterate.
Yeah,
You can use, better subtle
yeah,
words
surely,
also.
surely, but okay.
Yeah, but somebody as famous as Mr.
Yes,
I
yes,
don't know
yes.
him, but he must be famous.
Yeah, he's supposed to he was called the probably the biggest futurist of the world those days. Okay, Hariharan, please, a brief comment on this.
Yes, as we can see that everybody in this planet has grown in different environments, in different cultures, in different locations. So everyone has got a belief system in their mind. So we are not sure whether that belief is a rational belief or irrational belief. During the journey of life, when we are contacting and communicating and coordinating with different people, then we learn something which we thought was correct, but actually it was wrong. So it is during the journey of life we learn, unlearn, and relearn. So it is questioning the irrational belief which is there in our mind.
Before I forget, I thank you very much for something which I thought is very important. When you talk of belief, that today, for example, I'm 30 years old today, I have some belief and I believe, yes, this is what it is. This is what life is. And 5 years down the line, I think, was it really, how much different today I think than I did 5 years back? Was there? And I think this is also our current scenario in India, where this belief system. Yes, Uzair, let me come to you quickly here.
No comments from my side.
All right. Viramani has been a little quiet for some time. Viramani, let's hear you this time on this, if you want to say something. Because I think Hariharan had made a very important point, which touches us, not just professionally, but even otherwise, as citizens, as professionals, as human beings. The belief we have today, it has to be challenged, right? Hariharan, if I may say this, add this word to what you said, that I must challenge myself, the belief I have. I cannot say this is it. Kamlesh?
Yes, sir.
Do you think one should challenge the belief one has? Today, I have a belief system, I have an ideology, but do you think I should challenge it? Because I must also evolve.
Yes, sir. Obviously.
Okay, this is a little bit philosophical. Maybe we discuss this, personally sometime. Okay, let's come to the next frame. I think, Kamlesh, may I request you please to read it out?
Attain knowledge, add things every day. To attain wisdom, remove things every day. Lao Tzu. Unlearning helps us to move past things that are no longer serving us. It helps us to finally say, no, I don't think so, not anymore, and then move forward with a new mindset.
Thank you very much. Uzair, may I request you this time to please read out again and comment? Think about it. I would like to hear your comment on this, Uzair. Is he there? Vijay, in the meantime, do we all know Lao Tzu? Surely we know Lao Tzu.
No,
Yeah, Vijay, please.
actually,
Vijay.
in fact, I don't
Vijay,
know
please.
also, but yeah,
Okay.
like statement is again elaborating the unlearning. So it actually giving a definition of unlearning.
Yes, okay. Like this one here, unlearning helps us to move past things that are no longer serving us. It helps us to finally say no. I don't think so. Not anymore. So when you say, I used to think this way, but not anymore, how relevant is it, Vijay?
So it's perfectly relevant because like world is dynamic and things change every day. So and then we need to look at it every day in a different way and then do away with the old things. Highly relevant, and that's what unlearning we are talking about.
Okay.
Depth.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Just, it's a little, a few things one could probably learn. The idea is, that at workplace or even professional, in personal life, if we could, just adopt a few things, then the life becomes easier, and also we will enjoy more the work we do. Karina, just can you, the number one, please, and comment. What should we
To,
unlearn? Yeah.
yeah, to unlearn to judge. I think this is the first and foremost, like you've put it on top of the list. It's a very essential thing to learn in life, that we should not be judgmental all the time. Yes, we are humans. We will be judging constantly. There's no lie about it. But you don't have to push your judgment onto someone unnecessarily, unrequired, unsolicited advices. Or maybe you're just a person is sitting, maybe he's sad from within and you're thinking that the person is very arrogant. So that should not be there. This is just one example I'm taking, because I used to be very judgmental. I used to be very when I was younger, I used to be like, why is this person sitting like this, laughing like this, all those things. Now, since maybe I've matured, maybe I've seen so much, or anything I could say, I've learned a lot.
You're evolving.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm evolving. I've learned to not judge people now.
I saw an interview of Devanand. I assume all of us know him, though he's belonged to 50s. Yeah, Viramani, have you seen any movie of Devanand? No, was there no? I can't hear you actually. Is there something wrong? Is there? We don't hear you. No.
Yeah, sir. Perfectly, sir. Yeah.
Have you seen any movie of Devanand?
No, sir, I not seen.
Okay. Okay. Viramani, have you seen any movie of Devanand?
No, sir. In our time, MGR, Shivaji Ganesan, these people are there in South
All
India.
right. Okay. I was telling Viramani, in fact, before you joined, that I have seen a film called Nayakan by Mani Ratnam in Tamil without subtitles, and I understood each word because it was such a great movie. And of course, two people, Mani Ratnam combined with Kamal Hassan. For me, the biggest star in India. Devanand was, I can say, Hindi films, probably the biggest star. He was almost 85 that time. He was giving an interview and he said, and he had a style of talking like, I'm still learning, I'm evolving. It was his style of talking. So somebody who is 70, 75, 80, and he still says, I'm evolving, I'm learning. For me, it shows how, kind of how eager one is to learn, even though at 80. Okay. Uzair, I would like you to comment on number 2, please.
Yeah, to unlearn to be unteachable. I would say that, we need to discard some of the unteachable skills. I don't know. But
I was at a workshop, organized by Austrian embassy, in fact, a few months back. And there were a lot of professors, teachers, professors, trainers, philosophers. And a philosopher, in fact, he is a German teaching philosophy at an Indian university. He said, you know what? He said, let me accept one thing here. I myself, I'm a professor. We professors, teachers are generally not teachable. So I know it was his opinion, and I tend to agree with him that sometimes, we believe that we know it all, right? Dhaval, do you think so? That trainers or these professors or philosophers, they become like unteachable?
No, sir, everybody is teachable.
Okay.
So in certain cases, some people do think that they know it all and they don't want to be trained or taught anymore. So it can happen, yes.
It does happen, okay. Dhaval, what do you think? Have you met people who you believe they say, well, man, it's okay. Don't try to teach me. Don't try to teach me. I know it. Dhaval.
So the most common people like that I've come across are teenagers.
Okay. They are like this age, but then it's fine. It's fine. At their age, it's okay.
Yeah, so they think that they know it all, and they just don't want to take the advice of the elders. That's one thing, and I've personally passed through it, and I've seen so many others to do it as well.
Karina, let me ask you, little political. I go to my CM, Chief Minister, wherever we are, and I give a suggestion. And do you think he say, oh yes, Karina, Kuldeep, thank you very much. Wonderful, I say, what? Do you think I don't know it? Come on, I know it. Don't try to tell me that I don't know it, okay? It's just not possible to implement. Karina.
I think it's the authority, the ego speaking in the second case. If the person is accepting, open-minded, he would really listen and, maybe weigh it down,
All right.
if the thing is working for us, and maybe, politely put it down if it's not working. Otherwise, there's no need to be rude that, I know I'm Mr. Know-it-all.
Hariharan, Karina said, okay, you can be polite. I want to ask you, Hariharan, it is not just I have to say it, that I am unteachable. I'm just telling you through my actions that no, I refuse to learn. I don't have to tell you. I show you by my action. It's okay. No. Hariharan?
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, no, I want to understand the question a little bit better.
It is like, one is somebody says, I am not teachable. I know it all. But second scenario is, I don't say it. They don't try to teach me or preach me. But I show you by my action that, look, whatever you say, I don't care.
Both are the same. Both are the same. Even if you tell by words or through your body language, that should not be, practiced. We have to unlearn to be unteachable. That's what I feel, because during the discussion, I had a doubt which I wanted to ask. I thought I will share.
Please.
My question was ringing in my mind that we all know everything. We know how the soft skills, we know the intrapersonal skills, communication skill, interpersonal skill, anger management. We all know.
Yes.
But we are not able to apply it in particular situation. In a situation, even though we know that when we confront a situation, at that time we out of balance, and we forget all that learning. And we break up, or we react to the situation. I was about to ask the question, but this slide, point number 2, has answered that question which was ringing in my mind to say we are not listening. If we cultivate and practice the habit of listening itself is accepting that I am teachable, understanding, because if I have that habit to unlearn to be unteachable, then what will happen? I will open my ears to my opposite person, and then I will respond to that situation instead of reacting to that situation. That's the learning I got from point number 2, and it answered my
Wonderfully said, wonderfully expressed. But this question remains now, Hariharan. The reason why we are discussing and this, we have this brainstorming kind of a thing, because there's nothing one can teach, at this level. Like if you try to teach Kohli how to bat, even though he's not scoring runs, he knows it all. I mean, he knows it all. He has scored more runs than his coaches. But what is happening right now? Or for example, I am a trainer. My idea of, this training was that we have to look within. We can read any book. We have enough material on the net, and of course, in books, everything has been said, done. There's nothing new to be said. I have one suggestion, if I may, to you, Hariharan, because this question which you asked me, it has prompted me to say this now. When we know, I know it, but I'm still not doing it. I know being reactive is bad. Next time situation comes and I am reactive again, I have again spoiled the whole thing. I'm cursing myself like what an idiot I am. Next time, I'll be careful. I'll say something here. It's my personal, of course, opinion. When we say I have learned a lesson, we generally try to learn or say it in the case of a particular individual. For example, let's take Karina as an example here. Karina has done something, I'll say, okay, with Karina, I've learned this now, and I'll be careful next time. But what I do is, I'm careful with Karina. But if same thing is being done by somebody else, then I am again failing. Like for example, if I prepare myself as a batsman against one pace bowler, I'm good at him. I'm good at facing him. But if the same delivery is bowled by another bowler, then I get out. So yes, please, Karina. Yeah.
Isn't that a character trait, like a fixed character trait? I don't say that you cannot change, but after a certain age, really becomes difficult for a human being to completely take a 180-degree turn and start again. So some certain, like for me, in my example, if I take, I have a very strong. I am a very strong liker. If I like somebody, it's very strong. If I dislike somebody, it's very strong. I'm being very open. I don't know all of you guys, but I'm just saying it because it's my mind. And this one trait, I was told by one uncle of mine, one family friend to me, that you have a strong like and dislike trait, which at this age also I've still not able to change it. He said in a positive way, he said it was very good. I believe it's not very good all the time. It takes a negative turn sometimes. Maybe the person is likable and I judge the person to be not likable, or vice versa. I become naive. I like a person and the person betrays me.
I would like somebody to comment on this now. I think it's a very lively discussion we are having, and very honest discussion. And I appreciate, Karina, that you've given a personal example, because see, the idea is also, how will I improve? See, trainer, etc., professional is good. But unless I work on myself as who I am, then only it makes sense to attend workshops or to, go to a spiritual discussion or wherever I go to. Unless I am willing to change, nothing makes sense. Because one could be, okay, I'm learning for the exam, but no, at this stage, we are all self-motivated, right? Would somebody comment on this now? Because she said one thing, Karina, it's not easy to change after a certain age. Not easy to take a 180-degree U-turn. I would say, Karina, take 1 degree turn.
So that's
Slowly.
what I have tried to counter this trait of mine is by keeping a constant check on myself. I do try it. I'm not saying I'm some saint that I've completely done what is required in the universe, but I do keep a check on myself. Yes.
Okay. Fine. I think this is we have to all ask ourselves, and as Hariharan and Karina said, that
Yes, I just want to say on Karina's comment is she's right. Karina is right from her opinion, but no presentation or no proverb or no saying will change Karina. Karina is perfectly right in her opinion, but her life journey will help her to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And that is where she will connect, and she will know whether it is right or wrong. It is up to her. It is the inner self which needs to. We cannot judge anybody.
Sure.
Like, my opinion on Karina is she's straightforward, open, and she says what she is. She says that okay, this is like my son. My son also. I can just think of whenever I hear Karina's words, I am seeing my son there. Even he is like that. When we touch the feet of the elders to take the blessing, he will never. He used to comment, Papa, the respect is in my heart. I need not physically touch the foot. He used to tell that. Then I have nothing to say. I thought, okay, life will teach you, or maybe.
All right.
I'm not here to say you are right or wrong.
All right. Okay. No, wonderful. I think it's a very, this discussion we are having now, we can go on learning. But what happens is when I go to a discourse, a workshop, a meeting, we hear something, and I believe, Hariharan, sometimes one sentence spoken by somebody, I don't know who, it may change my life, right? It may click. So the journey has to go on. You never know whose words may touch you or change you. Kamlesh, well, let's come to the next sentence, number 4.
Unlearn to be impatient.
To be impatient.
That this number 4 is the toughest job in the whole world.
You are saying it now today, Karina. You never know in 10 years' time, 5 years' time. Right?
Yes, sir. No, the patience level in my case have increased. Yes, but
So already, Karina, right?
Yes, sir. And I come from a family of I'm a Punjabi, I'm a Sikh, and not that all Sikh or Punjabis are like that, but
right.
my Punjabi family is a house full of impatient people. And it's a very tough job to unlearn being, impatient.
Okay, we will address this now because I think it is. You said one thing, so important, so important. Viramani, I would like you to comment on this, please. I mean, how important is to be patient, and how can one become patient, more patient?
My elder friends are they are patient about it. Sometimes it may be impatient regarding that situation. He may be act as a rude behavior, go and tell, otherwise they give order. Depends on that situation, the people patient or impatient, their behavior change.
All right. Dhaval, would you like to comment on this now? Like how If you're patient, you're very lucky, I would say. That, is fantastic. If you're not, what do you think are you doing to become more patient? Or do you feel the need at all to be more patient?
Sir, being impatient in certain cases have its own virtue. It helps you progress quicker as well. So it's required. But being impatient with students and with colleagues is not very conducive and not very how do you say it?
It does not. It is not very productive. Like it is not.
Yeah, it's not very productive.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Vijay.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Your comments.
Like actually, in fact, like whatever we hear this, unlearn to be impatient, looks a very good word. But for example, somebody owes me 10,000 and I am very patient. So finally, I can't go on learning to be more patient. So impatience is a trait, sir. In fact, like it is needed. It is a component. In fact, like making a generic statement, unlearn to be impatient.
All right.
Definitely is non-scientific. Means like doesn't go by. For example,
okay, please.
I'm a scientist and I'm doing something, and then like for example, rocket is going haywire, and then calm, patient. It's in fact a wrong thing. Like we need to be impatient. We need to be curious. Curiosity is all part of the life. We need to act fast. We need to take quick decisions. We need to move to the next step. We need like the present day trend is yes, we need to be impatient and decide fast, or else you will be laid down forever.
May I say something here? Just one, yeah, please. Okay, who's it?
I want to add one
please,
point.
Please.
I agree with the team. One only point which I want to say is constructive impatience is good. Destructive impatience should be unlearned. So if we are impatient for any constructive things, it is actually good, does good. But if we are impatient, which will result in a destructive situation, then we need to unlearn that.
Can you please give an example now? Let's. I have a few examples. Hariharan, can you give an example of destructive impatience?
Without listening and understanding, if we try to immediately react without listening and understanding, this involves time. If somebody says something or does something, we need to give some time so that we introspect. We allow that input to go to our prefrontal cortex, which does the logical reasoning, so that a deep breath and some time will allow that input to go to our logical reasoning, and then we will respond to the situation. But if we don't give the oxygen and if we don't give the time, what happens is that the amygdala in the brain gets affected, and we give a flight or a fight response to that. So it's very important that we unlearn to be destructively impatient. That's my point of view.
Fantastic. I come to this example of Vijay, where somebody has taken money from me, 1 lakh rupees, and I'm getting now impatient. I want my money back. Now, my question would be, Karina, for example, this man has not yet returned my money. There could be 2-3 reasons. One is that he doesn't have money. Second is maybe he doesn't want to give money. Now, when I say be patient, it does not mean don't act or don't do the logical, action, or just being patient does not mean inaction actually. Being patient only helps me calm down and take a measured, thoughtful, well thought action.
Appropriate
Right?
action.
It does not mean I'm like, for example, if you are sick, fever, something is there, and your mother tells you, have patience, you'll be okay. Because you cannot get okay if you even take double dose, right? You will not. Jose, what is your comment on this? Because what do you do if you're sick? You have to, the medicine you've taken medicine, it'll take its own course. How will you have to have patience to be all right? Then you do what you do.
Sir, actually, I'm basically from village side, so I know some of the disease will take some time to cure. Just I want to give an example, sir. In childhood, times what happened, not to avoid to get injection. We got to know that if you get sweating, then fever will go off from the body. So in order to avoid injection, whatever we used to run, even though in fact we have the fever. So even we have created the habit, I would say that this patience and all, but current generation does not have this kind of quality habit, I would say that.
Yes.
So I would say there is no training is required for that. It's having your inbuilt quality, I would say.
Jose, when you say inbuilt, do you mean inbuilt means can we work on it, or it is like hardware? Is it hardware?
No, depending. I mean, we might have faced some of the situation and we created or we got to know some good quality. So that became habit, I would say that. So,
sir, I would like to add, I agree with Uzair about the inbuilt factor, because I think it's our upbringing, like even I mentioned before about my family. It's our upbringing, and what we see, we emulate from our parents and from the surroundings of our family. But yes, we can, slowly learn to be patient. As we progress through life, we journey through life, we can learn to be patient, depending on, situations. Otherwise, today's generation is so stubborn also, that whatever they've been inculcated, whatever they've been taught, they will believe in that only, and then maybe later, much later in life, they'll understand, if maybe they want to be patient or not.
Karina, why do you say, when you say the current generation, what they have learned, but then we are also responsible? Because when I say current generation, like I have two daughters.
Definitely.
And it's me then, right?
No, so this is something else because I have got two sons.
Okay.
Elder one does not have patience at all.
Okay.
Today morning also, he's calling the mom and asking for where is my belt. Then I shouted, go and see Aram, say, where it is available. But the younger one is totally having the patient quality. Whatever it is, he never called dad or mom for
yes,
that.
Yes.
Search for that. So you are saying that, I mean, both the kids observing our behavior only. How the one got, patient quality, others having a little bit of impatience.
Sure.
Even I told my elder one that patience is very important. This is like a good quality, and this decides your attitude. A lot of things I used to say to my elder one.
No, I agree with you. There's no doubt. I mean, I agree with you and Karina both that, this is inbuilt. And the only thing is now, but one can work upon it, right? Like if I give my own daughter's example, the elder one is impatient. The younger one is born patient, actually. There's so much difference. But the only thing is, the elder one is also now learning, as Hariharan said, right? The journey, life teaches you, you grow, you listen, and you evolve. So surely we are born with qualities which are good, some are not very good. Anyway, let's do one last one here. 15, jump to the 15 one. Viramani, 15, to unlearn to be vindictive.
Sir, what is the meaning of vindictive?
Vindictive is, somebody who wants to take revenge.
Okay.
Like, somebody has harmed me, done, wronged me. I said, now listen, I'll teach you a lesson now. I'll take revenge. So I'm vindictive.
Gotcha.
Some people are revengeful.
Okay.
Before,
Sir, I would say that I mean most of my friends they are discarded most of the qualities. I mean this bad qualities. I would say that because in the I would say 20 to 25 years of the age group, we were thinking that we need to take revenge or something like that. Once you're well matured and we have seen the world a lot, and we thought that there is no point of taking the revenge or.
Okay, wonderfully said. There was a quote, I think it's by Confucius. He said, before embarking upon a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Before embarking on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Who would like to comment on this? Hariharan?
Yeah, because theoretically speaking, revenge. If you go on and to want to take revenge, then you are harming yourself, because anything can happen to both. One way it is right, but
It actually doesn't relieve you. Taking revenge doesn't relieve you.
yeah. But I would like to state one example where I was vindictive, with my son. Just you can't call it vindictive, but I just want to share one experience.
Please.
One day I was sitting in my sofa and I was asking get me a glass of water. So he said, Papa, I can't get a glass of water. You go and take the water. So I thought, okay, silently. Then I kept quiet. I went and took the water. I drank it. Then I had kept this in my mind. One day he was sitting and he was asking, Papa, give me a glass of water. Then I told him that, yeah, I remember that day when I asked you, you said you go and take. Now you follow what you preached. You go and take.
Tit for tat, huh? This is tit for tat.
This is tit for tat. So he learned sometimes by being vindictive, we can teach a lesson to our son or daughter or something like that.
That is tough love. That is tough love.
Yeah, something like that.
So finally, you both become compromised. I hope so.
Finally, now we are taking our own. Now he understood that. Yeah.
Okay, very briefly. See, one thing I came back again to the statement of Hariharan that I believe when we keep repeating something, when we keep reading something, even though I don't change, I'm as vindictive, as impatient, as unteachable. But when I keep thinking about something, it proves one thing, that I do have the desire to change. One example I would give is to lose weight. A lot of us plan that from tomorrow, I'll go on a healthy diet, I'll not eat carbs and blah, blah, blah. And nothing changes. Next day, I again have my, all full calories and carbs and drinks in the evening. But if I keep thinking about it, it shows one thing that I do want to, and probably I would start one day. Karina, do you think so? It'll happen?
That I resolved to stop eating sweets every day. It's still not happened, sir, with me.
Okay, it's not happened. But do you believe, but you do want it?
I do want it, sir. Very eagerly I want it. I am trying towards it. I've reduced it, but completely stopping it has not happened. I want to do the complete.
The other scenario could be you don't care. It's okay. Then nothing would happen probably, right?
Sir, I think in my case, I do care, but I think I care less.
Yes, okay, all right. So see, only one thing I'll say here. Unlearning requires the integrity to admit that you were wrong yesterday. It is not guilt something that, it's not that there's no guilt feeling that I did something wrong. I believe that it's only an acceptance from within. No, I think I was wrong actually. No. And we improve only as human beings or as even a boss. There are people, the biggest of people, writers, producers, or politicians who make a mistake, it's not that they have to tell the whole world, look, I am wrong. No, it's only telling yourself calmly, I'm wrong, I was wrong. That's what can make me, tomorrow, a better person. All right. So this last slide here, and then we go into the break. Uzair, may I request you please to read out this one?
If IT professionals do not unlearn to learn new things right on time, it will become a challenge for them to survive in the market. When confronted with new technology or a new idea, many people look backwards for something familiar. This is self-limiting.
Be it IT professional or even people who have to learn new technology or something, or even new marketing skill, for example, right? So if you don't evolve with the time, then naturally you will be, you'll be passé. Kamlesh, would you comment on this, please? That you must keep, unlearning and learning to survive in the market.
Sir, the sentence is slightly incorrect. I'm sorry. Slightly incorrect. If IT professionals do not learn new things right on time, I think unlearn should not
okay,
be.
wait, it's a mistake here. Do not learn to learn. Yes, it's a.
Yeah,
yes,
unlearn to should not be there.
Thank you for this. Yes, thank you very
No
much.
problem,
Yes.
sir. I'm sorry, I'm
you.
correcting you.
No. That's what we are here for. If they don't learn to learn new things, yes. Thank you. Yeah. So I believe all of you watch movies. Have you heard of Subhash Ghai or Manoj Kumar? Okay, you have. Uzair, Subhash Ghai, Manoj Kumar, no. Kamlesh, have you heard of Manoj Kumar, Subhash Ghai? Okay. Vijay?
Yes. Subhash Ghai, yes.
Subhash Ghai. Manoj Kumar, Subhash Ghai were kings, in 70s, Subhash Ghai even to 80s, they were kings, they were the big names. And suddenly Subhash Ghai, Manoj Kumar both forgot to make movies. They made only flops. Vijay, could you correlate this unlearning, learning with Manoj Kumar and Subhash Ghai here?
Yeah, in fact, once you get monotonous and then you don't understand the pulse of the viewers or 1 minute, sorry, a lot of
fine, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, the descent of this
Yeah, you need to it's like every day the expectations of the customers, viewers, or audience changes. So you need to catch up with it, and you need to unlearn your old thing so that you'll have time to learn the new. Same as it is mentioned in IT. If you see, IT boom came up or from nowhere to everywhere.
Yes.
At the time of Y2K.
Yes.
And then most of the friends who just knew to switch on and switch off the computer and then write 2 lines of codes would make a good entry into the market.
Yes.
But somebody who had remained there or even gone. But somebody who just learned next technologies one after other. So technologies change, Java, .NET, Oracle, then again Python, Unity. So I don't know this. I'm talking as an external. Means
sure.
Somebody without even knowing, being a software guy. But somewhere away, I just see the systems changing. Somebody who got stuck had been stuck for lifetime. Somebody who learned new things definitely made a progress.
Uzair was saying something.
Yeah. The descent of Nokia is a perfect example for that unlearn.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I came to know that they did not adapt to Android at the time, so they said that we will manage it and we will develop new technology with that only instead of adapting the Android. but somehow it just become absolute in this world, I would say that.
Also BlackBerry, right?
Yeah, of course.
BlackBerry used to be the thing, you know, like in
Like a signature kind of device. I mean, if anyone
when
having
was
a
it?
BlackBerry, we think that's a millionaire or something like that.
2003, 4 roughly that time. That time. I mean, you wanted to have BlackBerry, you know, this instant messenger thing, right?
Apple being the next one.
Sorry.
Apple being the next one.
Apple. I mean, if they
Sorry, just I was commenting.
if they don't adapt.
Means there is significant difference between Android and Apple and BlackBerry, because BlackBerry and Apple had been using a very restrictive, Of course,
Yes.
they always had their own uniqueness, but that
Yes.
uniqueness gets killed. Only thing which always got surprised, like always I've been thinking, how this English language has been surviving for so many years. And it's dominating. And like in this changing world, people didn't come up with something new which could take off the world or even the language per se.
Yes.
Even Vijay sir, even in English language, there are so many newly formed words for the current generation. I personally don't agree with those words, but you know, a combination of there's this word called English, which people in the younger generation they use a lot. English language is also including these slang jargon in the dictionaries, yes. But I don't know, it does evolve, but it's not the essence of English. I believe, you know, what we've learned when we were younger, or maybe you, what you know, this vocabulary is totally elusive for me. It goes over my head, the new things.
Karina, do you put a question mark or a comma in WhatsApp messages?
I do, sir. I'm sorry, but I do.
No,
In WhatsApp
actually,
messages, yes, I put question marks. If I have to be excited, I give exclamation marks. I do not use acronyms. I hate acronyms, sir.
okay.
LOL
Okay.
and ASAP and all those things. I do not.
I mean, for a young girl, it's still old school, but Karina, right?
Sir, I encourage this to my niece and nephew also, that you know, you should not be using acronyms which are not required. Abbreviations different, yes,
But you know, this is
but
what it is. This is what you know
it's
how we
yeah,
evolve.
and you know, all these words are there in the dictionary. It's so unbelievable. For me, it's very unbelievable that you know all these acronyms are also there.
Yes, yes, and sometimes, frankly, I don't know. Like, I have to ask my daughters, "Can you tell me what this means?"
Even
Because
I do that,
sometimes
sir.
we
I
don't.
recently got to know the full form of BTW. I did not
Oh,
know that.
oh, okay. I thought I was the worst, but okay. I mean, I have company now. Okay, fine then. Thank you very much for this very engaging discussion. Let's now have some tea, coffee, and we meet again at around 11:15, 17. All right. Okay. Good. See you then on the other side of the break. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so we are back now. Welcome back, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed your tea, coffee. Okay, good, good, good. Next frame. All right, are we all there? Dhaval, Uzair, Karina. All right, okay, Uzair's there. All right, okay. Hariram, since we mixed you, could you just tell something about yourself, like what you do and
Yeah, my name is Hariharan Majumdar. I'm a Bengali born and brought up in Chennai. And my education was in Chennai, and then I worked for Larsen and Toubro, L&T, in the construction equipment, heavy construction equipment field. I was handling the service and for the entire southern region. And so I'm a diploma in mechanical engineering. Started my career with L&T as a service engineer, and then I went abroad. I was there in Abu Dhabi with again a construction equipment Caterpillar dealer for 10 years. And then I came back to India, and again the same Caterpillar dealer in India. And so in construction equipment, I'm married. I have one son who completed his BTech and computer science and MBA in media and entertainment. And
right?
now he has just joined and he's in his probationary period.
Okay, wonderful.
Marketing company. I am based at Bangalore. And what I can offer is any information on construction equipments. If any of my teammates wants information on construction equipments, you can contact me.
So that'll be for bigger projects, not for building a flat or house, actually. It'll be for
No.
surely.
Even for building a flat or house, we manufacture equipments like the concrete mixing. You must have seen on the
surely.
roads, you know.
Yes, yes.
Concrete mixing. Anything in concrete technology, like how our Veeramani sir. Anything in rubber, I will contact Veeramani sir in rubber technology. And similarly for construction equipments, any of my teammates wants to contact me, I'm here for them.
That's wonderful. So how is the market doing right now? I mean, in North India, there has been a slump in construction work. How is it like in Chennai and Bangalore?
Yes, market is picking up in Bangalore because our Nitin Gadkari has, inaugurated a lot of road projects. Now it is slowly picking up. And we are expecting a boom by 2024. Before 2024, we are expecting a demand, So it's picking up. We are positive on the market.
Okay. Yeah, these are signs where yes, I mean in North India at least the real estate has been still in slump for last many years now.
Yeah, we can see some improvements in the eastern side now, and even in North India there are many infrastructure projects.
Surely, of course. Like, okay, wonderful. So wonderful to have you here. And so, do you also conduct kind of trainings on soft skills and stuff?
Not soft skills training. Actually, I'm from the technical side.
You are, right? Yes.
We train our service engineers, service technicians, operators, and mechanics on the technical part. Of course, during the technical session, we add some soft skill training,
Sure.
like the simple soft skills. All right. We teach them.
Okay, so we start now. I wanted to begin with a question based on cricket. if you'll allow me. A little technical, but Viramani, do you also like the game cricket or no? Not much. Do you?
I am watching, but I don't know the technical terms.
Okay, okay. Let me ask Uzair. I think Uzair knows it. Uzair, let's have an example. You know, Mansoor Ali Khan Patodi, the father of Saif Ali Khan, he was a brilliant batsman. He was a brilliant guy. And later he was a very good commentator also. He said about during, you know, he was like, there was a comparison between those days Richards and Gavaskar. And he said, Gavaskar has 5 shots to every ball he faces. Whereas he said, I can't say the same about Richards. I mean, he was also a brilliant guy. So my question is it better to have 5 shots to every ball you face? Or is it better to have 1 shot to 6 balls you face?
Second option looks okay for me.
Okay, so that means you face different kind of deliveries, but you offer them the same shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Shrikant would not agree to it at all. Anyway, let me ask Hariharan, what do you say on this?
I beg to differ Uzair's opinion because every ball should be played by the way it comes, you know. So Gavaskar had 5 things in his mind. If the ball is an outswinger, if the ball is an in-swinger, if it's a leg break, and so depending on the situation, we need to you know, exhibit our response. In my opinion, I think Gavaskar, what Patodi told about Gavaskar was right.
You know,
that's my opinion.
Yeah, yes, Karina.
So even I would like to have, you know, choices. If I can hit a 4 or a 6 at, you know, every ball, there should be a choice instead of just 1 single run on each ball.
Okay,
so this much I know, sir.
Good to see. Good to see some comment from you on cricket also.
This much I know, sir.
Good. You know, even leaving the ball unplayed is not offering a shot. Actually, is also a shot. Is counted as a shot, right? Is a strategy. Okay, now you know people who are very gifted, like Richards, for example, and Kohli, and I'm sure Sachin, and many more. They are so gifted that they can play the same ball in 5 ways. Okay, straight drive, maybe cut, maybe uppercut, maybe hook, whatever. Now, the reason I asked this question was this video, which we will see now.
Of experience is very helpful.
Here's another analogy. To the man with a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. Remember what was said in the intro? If you need a new tool, but you haven't yet bought it, you are already paying for it. The man with a hammer is paying for his ignorance, because he will torture reality to fit the only model that he knows about. And of course this is a stupid way of behaving, because it is not the world itself that will change. It's the man with a hammer who will fall on his face. You'd rather be like the man with a Swiss army knife. The man with a Swiss army knife realizes that different problems require different tools, and he's equipped and ready for applying the best tool for the given situation. The man with the hammer syndrome is a classic problem within departments at many corporations. Ever thought that the marketing department cares too much about marketing and too little about the quality of the product? Well, it is even worse within different departments in academia. People are either too afraid or too proud to cross boundaries and pick up important ideas from other fields than their own. One of the reasons why really smart people come up with really silly concepts is because they do not consider other subject areas. Such is the case of, for example, one of the winners of the Nobel Prize in Economics, who came up with the...
Okay, So here there were two men, and they offered. There was a difference in their approach to solve a problem. Kamlesh, would you like to comment on this man with a hammer and this man with a Swiss knife?
No, sir.
All right. Who? It was like a very short video though. Karina, did you notice the difference between?
Sir, one major difference I noticed was the person with the Swiss knife has got many tools. And like the video also, the person also, the narrator was commenting that every problem needs to be solved with a different tool, not with one single thing. So our mind has to be, open and everything comes down to open-mindedness. That, we have to take care, we have to research, we have to think, we have to breathe over the problem, let it sink in, and then think of a solution, not just immediately react on it with a hammer.
Or I have only one solution to every problem, and I'll try to fit in the same solution to every problem I face. Like with the man with the hammer, right? Because for the man with the hammer, for him, every problem is like a nail.
But sir, how is it possible?
Okay.
All problems will never be the same, is it? I mean, I have a question.
Of course. Yes. It's okay. Hariharan, could you answer Karina's question, please?
Yeah, can I better understand the question, Karina, once again?
So the thing is, when we saw the video, the one person who's carrying a Swiss knife is approaching every problem differently. Maybe he tries a single problem with different tools and solve it. And the other person has this closed mind, a very narrow mind, that every problem can be solved with a hammer, just one tool. So my question is, I totally believe in the Swiss knife person, but Sir Kuldeep sir is saying that this person believes that every problem is like just solved with a hammer. Is like a nail. So my question is, how is it humanly possible that every problem is the same? It cannot be.
Okay.
No, here what we are talking about is the the mindset of the person. For any problem, let it come to us, but I will have the single approach. It is the mindset of the person. So it is where we change the mindset to you handle every problem as it occurs. Depending on the situation, we apply the tool to resolve the issue. So it's a change of mindset which we are talking about.
And also, Karina, skill set, right? Because somebody who is not very skilled, he does not know much. He does not have many tools to solve problems. So he is very limited in his approach to solving problems. See, the problem with why do problems occur? Generally, because of human action, right? And every individual is different. So if I adopt a particular approach to solve a problem concerning one individual, same approach may not work with somebody else, right? Because the temperament, the background, the nature, everything could be different. So I will have to have the approach of the man with a Swiss knife. We all have seen this, no? Swiss knife. It has different, I know all these things. Okay.
I just want to share a Tamil movie scene, a movie scene where in a police station, two, brothers will be fighting or two friends will be fighting. They will come to the police station. Then that constable, what he will do, he will tell, "Hey, don't fight, shake your hands, embrace yourself, and hug yourself, become like brothers," and something like that. He will tell. Okay. Then
Fantastic.
Then again in the same movie, one man and one lady will be fighting, and they will come to the police station for a solution. That constable there, he will use the same technique. He will say, "Don't fight, yaar, hug. You both hug each other, shake hands and start." And what happened is that the both the boy and the girl will elope after this. So that constable, I think Veeramani knows that. Veeramani is smiling that
Okay.
it's a Vivek's comedy where
Okay.
he will use the same solution which for the different situation, which will result in a comedy sort of thing.
But it would
So,
be even more interesting, Hariharan, if the man is and this lady, they are neighbors.
yeah.
But not related, right? So it may cause more problems actually if
Yeah, it is the same thing. What happened that the constable will use this technique
with
and
everybody.
that boy and girl will hug each other and they will elope. They will elope, So it resulted in a problem.
Wonderfully, I think it's a wonderful analogy you had that, so basically this policeman has to have different tools to solve different problems. Okay. I think we have discussed this little the approach thing. And on the same topic of approach, now we shall come to our next segment. Okay, wonderful. Okay, I will apologize to those who all of us are like from various parts of India. So this one slide I have in Hindi, which I'll translate. I think let me request somebody who knows Hindi. Karina, you know Hindi? Can you please translate this into English? Read out and then translate into English.
Sir, I can read it, but it's a little tough. The vocabulary is a little tough for
Okay,
me.
at least read out. Read out.
Yes.
Okay.
जाकी रही भावना जैसी प्रभु मूरत देखी तिन तैसी.
Okay, this is in fact written by Tulsidas.
Sir,
So
maybe I'll just slightly try. I mean, what I've comprehended is how you feel, what kind of intention you have is the first part. Prabhu Murat dekhi tin taisi. This I cannot translate, sir. The first part I can.
Okay. See, this basically means that the way you feel about something, about someone, likewise, based upon your feeling and perception, you would assess the person or the situation. And there is another one which is simpler and in English.
Sir, I just want to add this because in fact before the break, I thought to discuss about this WhatsApp video, which WhatsApp messages which Karina was talking, where it was explaining. The WhatsApp messages are like that. Because a person will send a message with some other intention, but the receiving party there, depending on his emotions and his moods, he will perceive that message differently. So this misunderstanding is happening in WhatsApp, where we cannot give emotions in messages. So that is something which will fit this line. Depending on the mood and emotion of the person, we perceive a thing differently.
We perceive. Wonderfully said. Okay, Uzair, could you please read this English part, please?
Our vision of the world is what makes our world. That is, how we look at the thing is how we react and live.
Any comment on this?
Anyone?
Yes, sir. In the previous training, we were taught that the inner self is more important. The outer world depends on your inner world. I think we discussed this in our previous trainings.
Yes. Right. Again, basically our vision of the world, the way I perceive about the world, about individuals, and in the world, then Hariharan, if we go minutely, every individual we talk to, we meet, everything we do, everything we see is basically a reflection of our own perception. Now, before we move further, I'll have to come to, yes, please. Yes, please, Karina.
Sir, I think we attract the same things what we are thinking also.
Okay, this is then
Based on
like attracts
this.
like that you're saying. Yeah. Law of
Yes, sir. I
attraction.
mean, no, sir. We could attract the bad also, because if I'm thinking,
Right. Yeah.
Power of
there's
attraction.
this
Yeah.
one small example I'll say is that a few days back I was like, I keep stumbling. I'm a very accidental person, so I get
Okay.
hurt a lot. So I was thinking, I'm so happy, I've not got hurt, and within a day or two I got bruised on my knee.
Yes.
So that's the law of attraction, you can say, and depend goes with this line also.
It is, yeah, it is nothing with good or bad. It depends all upon your thoughts, right?
Yes, sir.
Thinking. Okay. Can you see this screen, all of you? Okay. Kamlesh, may I request you, as you say in a language class, to describe this picture. What do you see here? And what do you think about this? What's happening?
Sir, there is one male, there is one female, and who are walking from the path. So I don't know, but she has something in her hand.
So can you
She's
please
in,
zoom it a little bit?
I think she has the
It'll be a little blurred then if I zoom it.
yeah, footwear of the male partner. So she's holding his footwear, and he is barely footed, walking and finding the path. That's it, sir. Maybe and also he is wearing a this thing what we call
Jogging attire, yeah, or walking
jogging
attire.
attire,
Okay.
walking attire. So maybe he's pursuing the maybe some athlete or something kind of.
Viramani, why is the lady carrying the footwear of the man?
Man's footwear may be teared or a man's footwear may be teared.
Okay.
His wife, behind his wife is coming, he taken
No, but if the footwear is broken, damaged, why can't the man himself carry the footwear?
Because he is a husband.
Oh, okay.
Sir, I think we will indulge in an argument here, sir. Please take back your words.
No. I want to, kind of provoke you all.
Maybe, sir. Maybe the.
We should ask them only why she's holding.
Karina.
Yes, sir.
Viramani said because he's a husband, so he has the privilege to that his footwear is carried by his wife.
It's not a privilege, sir. My God, I'm a feminist. I just saw this and then that's the reason I've asked you to zoom. Why the hell is she carrying this footwear?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm a little strong.
No. This is the idea. This is the purpose of discussion.
Maybe he's let's take the benefit of doubt that he's somehow disabled and he's not carrying it himself.
No, he's walking properly. Now, come on, this is not.
Then it's pretty shameful, sir.
No, but his wife loves him, Karina. So she loves him.
That's not love, sir. That's definitely not love.
Okay.
If that's love, sir, then the husband should carry the wife and the footwear also.
Karina, are you judging too early?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wait. Uzair, please, I want your comments, please, here.
Sir, this may be one of the traditional habits in villages, I would say that. Maybe.
Okay. We don't know, so we are guessing. Vijay, what is your opinion, Vijay?
Sir, in fact, with a limited information, we should not actually guess too much, be judgmental, come with a thoughts, compare with the old scenarios and other things. There can be 100 reasons, sir, why she's carrying.
Fantastic.
Maybe his hands are full, maybe she's, yes. It's not untrue that many times it is because
she's her wife. That also could be a reason. That may be one among the 100 reasons. Maybe if you show the next picture, you may suddenly change the scenario.
But I think he's got something in front of him. It's a bike or something. So my judgment was too early. Yes, I agree. I accept. But I think he's got something in his
The
hand.
idea,
Like,
this idea, no, this is to provoke you to,
yes.
But then,
yes. So you succeeded, sir.
Vijay has been, using all his wisdom that we don't know. The reason I put this slide, I'll tell you. I don't know how many of you are on Twitter. This picture became a big topic of discussion on Twitter. I think it was 2 years back. And a lot of people started questioning, equality and men, women, like what's going on. So we don't know what's happening. And of course, the only thing I say is, well, even if she's doing it, and even if she's doing it as wife, well, it's their personal life. But let's see something else as well.
Sir, I saw a different picture. It may be.
Please, yeah.
Actually, it could be that there are two things which we can assume. One is maybe there is a temple there in front of them, and the husband has to go and garland the god or hold some flowers. So he should not be carrying the chappal because his hands will be dirty, and it's not even moral to put a dirty hands in front of anything. That could be. Other thing could be, see, the wife's shoe must have got torn, and the husband removed his chappal and given to his wife to wear, and he is going barefoot, and the wife is holding her shoes, her torn shoes. It could be that also. So it all depends, like how Vijay hit the nail. Vijay said it rightly. We cannot judge or come to a decision without understanding the facts.
Karina, this picture please now.
I think he's helping a lot of people by just standing outside the ocean and letting others enjoy.
Zaid, what do you make of this picture?
No, sir, no comment.
Okay.
Or maybe he's a thief, sir.
Okay.
No, his relatives and friends and relatives have gone to, wet their feet in the beach. So he is just holding the chappals and the bags so that they can, as Karina told, to go and enjoy in the beach, otherwise the chappal will get wet and the bags will be wet. So he is just helping his family.
Are they all ladies which have gone to the beach, or are they men also? These bags are
all looks like ladies bags only. Chappal also ladies chappal on the left.
So he's helping only ladies,
and,
right?
Ladies and children, maybe children, his relatives or his family members.
Okay. See, again, the idea, of course, is, as Vijay said very clearly, we don't have the full picture, full information, right? The first slide, we don't actually know. Now, this is what I want to come to. Don't we comment, in fact, too much on too many things, which don't even concern us, Karina?
Yes, sir. But I think I just, in my defense, sorry, Veeramani sir, when you said that, just because she's the wife and I was more, listening to him rather than looking at my judgment, thinking about what I feel about the picture. I was listening more to him, what he has to say. So I think that instigated all the feminist feelings inside me. And, I was like, no, this is not going to happen. Why is she carrying and all that? But yeah. Hearing Vijay sir, that was absolutely correct. We don't know. the entire picture, you know, what condition, what state the man was in, and what made the woman carry his slippers. And the second picture, sir, I believe it was an act of kindness, you know, what that person is doing, holding everything.
And when we translate this situation, for example, you know, to say workplace, you know, or even neighborhood home, the main, you know, issue is something is happening, you're watching something happen. Do we have to judge it? Do we have to? Or just be, well, we don't know.
Not always.
Observe it as a witness, but don't judge.
Yes, sir. Not always, you know, you have to not react always.
Okay. Just now, just come to a, I think to share the slide first. Share.
Sir, life will be boring if you don't judge, sir. like, like when we go to a restaurant, when we see a family, you know, we also discuss about them. Ye baap hoga, ye biwi hoga, ye do bacha hoga, and you know, we will pass our time
to have fun. Okay.
To have fun. You know, sometimes.
Sir, in that case, I would be looking at the food in the on the next
Food
table.
also, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Kya order kiya?
Yeah. Yes.
Life without Twitter.
Yes. You know, we will come to this one slide maybe tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, scheduled for tomorrow. When we, you know, kind of discussed, okay, don't do this, don't judge, don't be impatient, blah 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 blah, all this, you know, too much of preaching. Then one thing's come, then what is life for? I mean, how do we live, and what do we live for? Because it's all very, you know, saint-like life. So to this point, we will come, I think, tomorrow, because still, what is there which can still, you know, make the life wonderful, despite all these so-called saint-like qualities? This was the one which we, I think, which we had, you know, earlier. Same thing. I think, Uzair, would you like to read this also, please?
Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder.
So without going into, you know, meaning any physical beauty, you know, per se, do you think one individual, whether he or she is good looking or not so good looking, do you think everybody would look at the person's, you know, beauty in the same manner, or will everybody think differently about this, about the beauty of this person? Hariharan.
Everybody will be looking differently, sir, because as the line says, the beauty lies in the eyes of the perceiver, the beholder, whoever is seeing. Some person will look differently. Some person will look at the inner beauty. You know, there are so many things. Some people will look only at the physical appearance and outer beauty, and some people will look at the behavior, how he is talking, how he or she is talking. So it all depends on the person who sees.
Now, when you say that people will note her behavior, her, you know, kind of what she is doing, what kind of person she is, it is still objective. But what I mean is here being subjective. For example, if I'm biased against this person, something has happened between us, and I really can't stand her. So, irrespective, say, a lady, irrespective how stunning she is, I would say no. But then, if somebody who is unbiased would probably appreciate, no? Because he or she is with open mind, and I am with a closed mind, with a biased mind. Okay, this quote I like immensely. Vijay, may I request you please to kindly, you want to say something, is it? Okay. Vijay, please, if you could read it out.
People will love you, people will hate you, and none of it will have anything to do with you.
Hope I was audible.
Yes, you are. So I'm sorry, I didn't request you. Would you like to kind of comment on this, please, Vijay?
Yeah, like you will come across all sorts of people. Means majority of them will, like, again the Twitter example, somebody wearing a shirt, somebody wearing a pant, whatever it is. People people comment on everything. So commenting had been not just numbers. Now it has become into quantitative. It's huge numbers, and then qualitative also. Some are opposing, some are proposing, some are, in fact, like so it has taken a different dimension, but 99.99% don't have anything to do with that.
Okay.
In the previous slide, in the 2 slides before that, should we react or should we? Yes. Should they comment? Yes, they should comment only if they have something to do with it. For example, if I am going to eat food and food is hot, so definitely I should say yes, food is hot, so that I am going to eat or my children are going to eat. So I have to comment. So, but somebody eating some food, somebody is eating chicken biryani and is a Brahmin. You don't have to comment, right? So that it's his choice and his wish and his thing. So you need to comment when it is needed to you. So here, but people have a habit of commenting without a reason.
So basically,
concern.
I mean, I don't want to make it political, but for example, if somebody wears what they want, if somebody eats what they want, does it concern me? I mean, please eat what you wish, wear what you wish. This is a freedom which which you have as a world citizen. But then, do you think people do interfere and try to really intrude your privacy and your right?
Yeah, there is a line. It's like there is a line where it concerns. There is a line where it doesn't concern.
Okay.
For example, I take off all clothes and walk naked. Definitely concerns others that there is something wrong, right? So they need to comment that, see, stop him. He's doing wrong. So, but definitely when I am wearing a short and there is nobody can comment because I have not crossed that line. So yes, there is always a line where you can comment and where you shouldn't.
Now, in this case, Vijay, when you say there's a line, doesn't it again come back to the perception? Because I mean, I'll compare, again with an example from Germany. Like there are many places, but there is one very famous garden in Munich. It's called English Garden. And there, if you go right now, it's August. Yeah, it's the right time to go there, actually. There'll be people in hundreds and hundreds lying naked in the park. Nobody even bothers to look at them because it's their culture. So,
yeah.
Please, yeah.
That was a place designed to be like that.
There are also, if somebody, I mean, if I talk of culture, then in Germany, in a park, when it's sunny, a lot of ladies, they take off their top and lie there. Nobody bothers. It's a culture, right? Again, perception, culture. For them, it's normal, right? For them, it's okay, isn't it? Like basically, again, perception, because I'm used to certain things, a certain norm, whether it's morality, whether it's social, acceptable behavior. So basically, it all depends upon perception, like from where I come. All right.
I have a question
Please,
regarding the same slide.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it like, if a person is full of love, he is projecting the same thing on the other person, and if a person is likewise, if the person is full of hate, he is seeing or getting hateful thoughts about the person in front of him.
Yes.
So this sentence, does it correlate with what I'm saying? It's got nothing to do with me, but the person in front of me is loving me because he's full of love himself, or he hates me if he's got hatred inside of him.
I was going to ask this question. I think I missed it. Thank you very much for coming back to the slide. Let me ask you now a counter question. There is somebody in a family or whoever it is like that. He or she likes you, loves you. Does he or she like you because you are wonderful, or do they like you because they are wonderful? Your statement says that they are wonderful. That's why they like.
Yes, sir.
They love you.
Yes, sir. I mean, they themselves are
They
good
themselves
people.
are full of love. And this is what I mean. On a personal level, I would tend to agree with you that this is basically what I am. Because if I am a loving person, then generally I would tend to find love and look for good in others, right? But if I am full of, could be any reason, my state of mind, vengeance, hatred, anything has happened to me. I give example like a partition, like those people who have undergone partition, who have like seen the partition happen. It was a political thing that happened, but then they still hold these scars very close to their hearts, and they're not still able to forget. So something happened with them, but over now 75 years roughly, one could say, okay, bygones are bygone, let's live the present moment, because historical injustice or whatever has happened, let it not ruin my present happiness. Now if somebody is full of love, what happens is due to life experiences, things may change. If somebody is full of hatred, with life experiences, people tend to change. But this statement as it is means, of course, what you say, that it does not matter who you are, it matters who they are. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to
Yeah, I mean, this is also the definition, and there are a couple actually, a very good, very they've written many books actually. One of their books is Ask and You're Given, and there are many more books, so it's very nice. Okay. Now, looking at a picture or a scenario or at anybody or anything at work, in office, in neighborhood, on the road, wherever, how we perceive things depend basically upon our own. There are factors which influence my perception. Kamlesh, may I request you please to read the first one.
My state of mind.
Does it play a role, the way you look at something?
Yes, sir.
Can you give an example, Kamlesh, if possible? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes, I feel like depressed. Maybe that way I can think, say, or thinking a lot on a particular topic or a subject or thing, and then keeping engaged in one or two particular things. So this is what I can state my state of mind.
I heard a few songs in Hindi and English also, and also a few poems. You may be in the best of the places in the cities in the world. Like you may be in Vienna, you may be in Paris, you may be in Munich, which I like very much, or some nice place like Munnar or somewhere. But then if you are not at peace, would you appreciate the beauty of this city or place, Uzair?
Yes, sir.
If you are not in the right frame of your mind and you are in the best city of the world, would you be able to admire the beauty and enjoy the city?
No, sir, not at all.
Irrespective how beautiful the city or the place is, right?
Exactly.
if you're missing somebody, let's make it a little romantic, okay? Uzair, say, I mean, you're missing somebody, okay? Just, I mean, take example, pardon me, but just, I take liberty, say, you're some loved one, it could be a wife or some loved one, family. And you wanted them to be with you and you are in Vienna. I mean, it happened with me, and so I'm saying it was actually Vienna. I was in Vienna alone, and somehow my wife was not able to join me. And, I did go there, but then, just half an hour I came back roughly. It's my personal example. But then everybody's different because there are people who travel alone, who enjoy alone also. Hussein, in your case, do you think you would like rather to be with your beloved when you are in some nice place, or it's okay, you will still enjoy
In fact, my state of mind is completely different, sir, because I always miss my family members, especially. What happens is, I mean, before COVID, I've been to Singapore for official visit. As you're aware, Singapore is the best place for the family. Even though I got a free zoo tickets and other, I mean, amusement parks and all, but I could not able to enjoy because I'm missing my family. And they are saying every time that you can put, I mean, throw them in the video call or something like that. But definitely missing part is there. But before that, I've been to Thailand, but I never felt missing a family and all.
All right. Okay. Dhaval, may I request you to read number 3? No. Yes. Dhaval.
My experience is with
So the way I look at the other person, the way I react to what he's doing, it would depend upon what kind of experience I have had with this individual.
Right, sir. Right.
Hariharan, your comments on this, please.
Yes, sir. The perception will be there because a previous experience, if I would have had a bad experience with the person in the previous situation, there is a tendency that my perception will be maybe wrongly guided to think that even in this situation he will behave that way. So perception will be there. But we'll have to see the situational facts. We have to compare the perception with the situational facts to come at a judgment.
Sure. Okay. Let's come to number 6. Who do I ask? Vijay, may I request you to comment on number 6?
My morality. In fact, like morality is a very
My
tricky
moral
subject.
perception, you can say.
Yeah. My moral perception,
Yeah.
morality.
Yeah.
So, in fact, it's a bouncer. So, very tricky, especially in the scenario which we live. Not we, everyone. Like we are people who have Gandhiji on every note, every day, every minute.
Okay.
But
Yes.
none of us speak truth.
Yes.
Majority of us don't pay taxes, don't pay properly. So we all like to talk morality, but it's not our cup of tea.
It's not cup of tea. Wonderfully, I think, one very honest, frank, blunt statement. In fact, Vijay, that's very nice. Viramani, let's say we're in India, of course, and there's a young boy and a girl, and they're walking hand in hand, just ahead of you. Would you ignore it, or would it like matter to you? Why are they walking hand in hand?
Maybe brothers and sisters, about boy or girl, even maybe a friends.
So you'll be okay. It won't mind. It won't bother you, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Viramani, let me go a step further. If they start kissing, just in your presence, would it bother you?
With me alone in that situation, never mind. if together with my family members, definitely I will switch over to other location.
Okay, all right, okay.
Let them I will leave from that place with my family.
Yeah, so basically you will ignore and go somewhere else. I mean, you will not play this this, what do you call it?
Yes.
What we have in Haryana and Delhi, like somebody goes there and say okay.
Here
Hariharan, what would you?
Chennai beach, we cannot do like this.
Okay, okay.
If they are maybe lovers, we will change our place with our family, spend time with the other place.
Yeah, you would like to have your peace,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. Hariharan, in your case, what would you say?
Sir, ideally speaking, we will move to some other place, leave them alone and not interfere with their personal this thing. We'll have to change the place, or if we don't like it, we'll have to change the place. But practically what we comment is, अरे इन लोगों को दूसरा जगह नहीं मिला क्या, इधर आके करना था, घर में करना है. These things occur naturally to people. Even when my family and I, when we walk together, when we see in the park, two couples are very intimate to each other. We don't bother them, but just perception comes in the mind. अरे इन लोगों के क्या दूसरा जगह नहीं मिला, publicly आके करना है क्या? Then we comment and then walk past.
Yes, yes.
So that is the natural thing which will come. But I think Veeramani's approach will be the right approach.
And this again, I say with kind of to compare this with Paris, for example, or
Yeah, and our expectation is also that the other people's liberty or our liberty should not affect the liberty of others. So for example, if I want to listen to music, and if I am in a good mood, and if I, my, sound stereo system, my sound system, if I put in full volume and blast music, it is my liberty to enjoy music, but at the same time, I should think about my neighbor. What is his situation?
Yes,
And I must learn that my liberty should not affect his liberty.
Okay, let's have a few concrete examples here. Karina, please, this one. This is the situation, Karina.
A poorly dressed man smiles at you. Sir, honestly, my first reaction would not be the dressing sense of the man. It would be the way he smiles. I would want to assess how he smiles and maybe reciprocate. And if I do not like the smile or maybe his expression, then I would not. I would simply ignore.
Would you get scared?
Not really, sir.
Okay, all right, okay. I live in Saket, so just opposite the house is PVR. Actually, this is Delhi's first multiplex. So there is one man I've been watching now 5 years now, 6 years roughly. One individual, he's always in a very shabbily dressed, and looks something is wrong probably with him. And a lot of people are scared of him because they believe he might attack you, he might kind of do something. But then since I know him, like I've never spoken, but I know him for so many years, like he is doing his, he's going his way and I go my way. But then I know a lot of people who are strangers probably who come to visit the cinema. They look at him with suspicion, like oh, who is he? What does he want? So that is also possible. Okay, Hariharan, please, this is for you, situation.
Yeah, you are at the physician's clinic. A woman brings her domestic help and asks the doctor to make her well as soon as possible.
So what would go through your mind, if at all?
I think it's fair enough, because a domestic help is also a human being, and the woman is just it's a very, so nice of her to take care of her domestic help, to bring her to the clinic and asking the
Okay,
doctor to
this
make her well.
very positive thought. Dhaval, my question to you would be, Dhaval, would you think, oh, how mean lady, this domestic help is sick, and this lady wants her to get all right so that she can start working again? Do you think this little negative thought will cross your mind?
Sir, if it's me, definitely not. But yeah, I can see the point of view in certain people's mind that it may happen,
It may happen.
and it depends on the person's own experiences and person's own
Very nicely said. Okay.
view of the world.
Okay. So this is, you said, is possible, but not in your case. Okay. Karina, what would you say on this?
I agree with you, because at the end of the sentence, as soon as possible is making an impression here. That, she is selfish and she wants the domestic help back on her feet and work for her, and, not empathizing with her situation. And her main motive is to make her well and start working again.
Since you're in Delhi, so I can be, a little frank with you. Do we people in Delhi, I mean, generally we can't generalize, but do we treat our mates like are we a little unkind to them?
So not everybody, sir. I mean, Delhi, yes, I agree, is famous for a lot of things which are not good for the society. But in this case, sir, I mean, personally, in my household, we don't treat something like this. We don't do something like this. So what I've been brought up is considering a human being as a human being first, not as just a robot who's helping us out and not treating them fairly. But it's not in Delhi, sir. It's again disagree with you here.
Please.
I've seen it in Mumbai also. I've seen it in other places also, where people really, are crazy about, that the domestic help has to be on their feet constantly. So yeah, that's about it.
I mentioned Delhi because self-critic is always
No, sir. That's perfectly fine. Don't worry. I'm not taking it otherwise.
Yes.
I am one person who really agrees with Delhi being bad at certain places. I've done it in other classes also. All the other peers are my witnesses. But personally, in my household, this doesn't happen.
Human beings are human beings, right? I mean,
yes, sir. Yes, we have to treat them well. They have to be well first, rather than we. When I was younger, we had students when long back, when this rule of not employing a person below 14 years was not valid. We had those times also. I've seen those times also. But that kid who was working for us when we were also kids was treated as a kid also. It was only this much amount of work which was given to that person, not overburdening.
Yes. No, definitely.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us see, what is it now here? Okay, no, this is not very. I want to have some, where it could provoke somebody a little bit. So who should I try? Okay. Let me, may I request Uzair to please read this little small poem. Uzair.
Yeah. He looked at me, I got suspicious. He walked towards me, I walked away. He walked after me, I started to run. He ran after me, I stumbled. He gave me a hand and said, "You have dropped your wallet."
I would like you to interpret this scenario.
Like this, like a misinterpretation only, sir, because I've seen a lot of short videos based on this poem only.
Okay.
Any other comments from anyone?
Okay. Hariharan, please.
Yes, sir. It is just a perception without knowing the facts. So this clearly says that we should not do misinterpretation, misunderstand, or have some blind perception. We have to check the facts. And one person will be embarrassed when this happens to him, like that and also very guilty of misunderstanding the opposite person. There will be a situation where we will feel very guilty that we misunderstood that person. So always check the facts.
Now,
In Tamil, there is a saying, "Kannal பார்ப்பதும் பொய், காதால் கேட்பதும் பொய், தீர விசாரிப்பதே உண்மை." That means whatever you see is false. Whatever you hear may be false. Only when you investigate and know the facts, that is the real truth.
one small thing I would ask you here, Hariharan, because I like it's me, right? I don't know what's happening, so I got suspicious here. Because I saw this person coming after me, I ran away, walked away, and till here, I mean, till actually this last step, I didn't know that I have actually dropped my wallet, and he or she is bringing it back to me. So is it kind of some like instant reaction, impulsive reaction, or probably somebody's being taking precaution? Maybe it's dark, if it's like evening, late evening, Delhi, for example, little winter, dark. So this could be a natural reaction and not really negative in a sense, but looking at the scenario. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it is a natural, it's a natural reaction. In fact, to get scared away, it's a natural reaction. But
all right, okay.
Naturally it comes, but we have to support it with facts sometimes.
Karina, you want to say something? Yeah.
Sir, I agree. This would be my reaction also, especially the time of the day, and if safety is concerned. So your first reaction, your first impulse says that be safe, and a stranger coming approaching you, I would personally not. I would also run. I mean, I would also think about being safe first.
And one, I mean, if we say practically everywhere in the world, actually, things happen. Robbery does happen, right? I mean,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Crime takes place.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, sir, even we are afraid to give lift to people.
Oh, yes, yes.
Our heart will say, let us help this person, but our brain will say, no, you may fall in a trouble. Maybe he has a knife with him, or he will, blackmail you. You show the knife or gun, and he will rob you or kill you. So, because of that fear, we don't even stop the car. Usually, my father says this thing: be good, do good, don't be too good. He says this phrase always, because sometimes being too good also will put us in problem. Like,
yeah, I think it will always do. People
I
say,
think
because
this situation for a woman, for a girl, is more little scary, because it's, I don't know, I shouldn't be saying this, but it's in India. It's more prevalent in India. And places like, for example, somebody, I think Uzair mentioned Singapore. So even I've been to Singapore. Singapore is super safe. Nobody at even 2 or 3 o'clock at night can even touch you with a finger over there. It's so super safe. So just one scenario comes into my mind. Long back, I'd been to Singapore, and I was in a club, and just I'm enjoying. I was dancing and all, and I just turned back, and there is a man standing like this on the wall, and he's repeatedly apologizing to me, and I was like, what went wrong? And he said, I accidentally touched my elbow to you. So that really left an impression on my mind. I still remember it. I still tell many people. I've told this anecdote to many people. So that's what safety is. Here, in India, your first thought goes to safety. You don't even have that time to, analyze or judge the situation. or maybe think if the man is decent or nice.
But it could
No.
be in Paris, it could be New York also, where
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree.
subways,
all these
especially at night.
yes, sir. All these other places, even New York, for example, it's not really that safe.
So, have you? I don't know. This is actually a Hindi story. Have you heard of Baba Bharti and his horse? There was a story many of us had in school. Baba Bharti had a very beautiful white horse. And, it was famous, like Baba Bharti had this wonderful white horse and the whole village loved it. Now, there was a robber called Khadak Singh. I believe you would have heard the name Khadak Singh. So there is a robber called Khadak Singh. He thought, this horse, what would this old man do with the horse? I think I should own this horse. So disguised as a Brahmin, as a saint, as a sage, he goes to Baba Bharti and says, Baba Bharti, can I just take a ride? So Baba Bharti, yeah, sure, why not? And the moment Khadak Singh, rides the horse, he says, it's me, Khadak Singh, and your horse is gone. So he said, no, I have no problem, but I have a small request. He said, what is the request? He said, take the horse, but please, please, please don't tell anybody that you stole my horse disguised as a sage or sadhu or saint. Take it. Hariharan, what was the reason for this request to be made by Baba Bharti?
Just whatever is coming to my mind now is maybe Baba Bharti wanted him to introspect his mistake consciously instead of advising or doing so. He wanted to tell that you did a mistake by disguising as a Brahmin or a sadhu. Because the name of the sadhus will get spoiled, because
Yes.
if you had to do something, you could have done it openly as the Dhadak Singh.
Yes.
You could have come as Dhadak Singh and said, I am a thief, I am a robber, I am stealing out of my virtue.
Yes. Precisely. I mean, thank you very much. He didn't want this perception to be created, this image to be created in the minds of the public, that tomorrow, if a sage, a sadhu, a saint comes asking you for help, that they start doubting the sages. Look, he might be some robber. So this was, this was a sacrifice he made, and this is all about perception, because people try their best, at least the good people, that no wrong perception is created in the minds of people. Okay, just something interesting. Let's see.
In the early 1800s, two salesmen were sent by a British shoe manufacturer to Africa to investigate the possibilities of selling shoes there. The first salesman reported, "There is no potential here. Nobody wears shoes." He was demoralized and defeated. Consequently, this salesman didn't sell any shoes. He remained poor and never found any opportunities as a salesman. The second salesman reported, "There is massive potential here. Nobody wears shoes. Man, this is incredible. Since nobody wears shoes, everyone is a potential customer." Consequently, he sold all of his shoes and took orders for many, many more. This salesman became wealthy and found opportunities everywhere he went in life. We see life through our interpretations, which are either positive or negative.
So again, this was about perception. Viramani, what would you, what is the takeaway from this video? I mean, what does it say?
A positive way of approach in terms of the first salesman no potential for to sell shoes in that area. Second salesman, huge potential because no one wear the shoes. We have so much opportunities to sell our product or in terms of shoes. Positive approach is one of the best approach, I think.
Yes, wonderful. That's great. Dhaval.
Yes, sir. So the shoe, they both have different way of looking at things, and depending on the first shoe salesman, when he saw that nobody was wearing it, he probably thought that the culture here does not allow the shoes to be worn, and he created his own perception, and the perception was a blockage for his success.
Wonderful.
Whereas the second shoe salesman, uh, based on his own positive way of thinking, saw the opportunity and he tried his best to ensure that he gets the success. He sells the shoes that he brought with him to the Africa.
So you see, yes, Karina, would you like to say something?
I think it's a basic portrayal of being pessimistic and optimistic.
All right. Okay.
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
that's, I think, summarizes the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vijay, would you like to say a few things on this?
In fact, even the Sony Walkman also the same story.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it is the level of optimism and confidence or confidence. Like one more example, if you take the Air India sale, everybody was saying that Air India is a most useless organization today, but Tata came and said, I know what I can do. I don't decide, but I decide after it is with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I will not estimate the potential here, but I will find out the ways to increase the potential or find something like that. So it is positive thinking. Second, it is confidence on yourself.
Yep. Yes.
To address the challenges. So challenges always come. So you can always say there's nothing in front, but definitely, you know that you can take a confident stand that yes, I can find my way, even in the most difficult situation when everything is dark.
And this is, when we have been discussing now earlier, we discussed perception, we discussed unlearning. So the only thing, how do we solve a problem? We solve a problem by understanding the people, the reasons, the factors. Like, there is somebody who has to maybe unlearn a few things from this previous job. Then it's about perception. Is it my perception that is making the problem big or making it look like a problem? Am I seeing it correctly? Am I wrong, or is the picture wrong? So, all these factors basically, as we are, even, Karina and Hariharan had said earlier, we all know so many things. We all know there's nothing new, probably, but then how do we work upon us? How do we improve? How do we evolve? And the only thing is, irrespective of the age, I mean, we maybe 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever the age is, if we have the desire to look within, then the outer world starts looking a little better. Because at times you will solve problems, but more than solving the external problems, we have to actually solve the inner, problems of, this misconception, or perception. So anyway, I thank you very much. I mean, you've been, I always say when I conduct these workshops, I learn so much, by the questions and by the discussions. So thank you very much for this very engaging session we had. And now I wish you that you have a deserve all nice lunch. I wish we could have it together, but probably sometime, when we have real time thing, we'll share lunch together. So I wish you a good day ahead and see you tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
everyone.
Have a nice day. Have a nice day.